Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your December reading, or whenever this video finds you. I don't believe in coincidences myself, so I think that you're going to find this video exactly when you need to hear this message. I'm going to start off with what is the primary energy for the month ahead, for the month of December, or again, whenever this finds you. What is the primary energy for the Aquarius collective, please? All right, and we're getting speaking of, Aquarians, you need to tap into that throat chakra. Sometimes I like to do these little infinity symbols with my left ring finger around my throat chakra. Your soul is guiding you to stand in your truth. Now, this is the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle deck by Kelly Smith. I like to call this my tough love deck because it does just that. It calls us on our shit. It gives us a little dose of tough love exactly when we need it. And it feels to me like, in the month of December, which can be kind of triggering for a lot of us are experiencing family that we don't always see. There's been a lot of conflict cards coming up for a lot of the cards this month for December. We're also like really out of our natural rhythm. I mean, the natural rhythms and cycles of life are that here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are done with the harvest and it's now time for the earth to go to sleep. We're supposed to be slowing down when winter comes, but instead, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're speeding up. Even if we don't celebrate the holidays, it is a busy, busy time in December. Traffic is crazy, travel is crazy. There's so much going on. And I feel like for you, you might be experiencing some triggers with family this month, which is really common for a lot of us. And you are being guided, Aquarius, to speak your truth. That is your primary energy for the month ahead. We will look in to see what else is coming up for you for the month of December. All along the video, if you're resonating, I'd love it if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then of course, let me know down below in the comments. For those of you who are hanging out for the extended reading at the end, we'll also pull an animal spirit card. We'll pull a relationship card from the Romance Oracle, and I'll pull a card based on one of your questions as well. But first, let's get into what's coming up for Aquarius for the month of December. So primary energy is speaking up. Your soul is guiding you to stand in your light and to speak your truth. Can you please give me some more guidance on what's coming through for Aquarius? Okay, you're getting power struggle. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger, okay? There's somebody you're just not seeing eye to eye with, okay? And again, I feel like it's family. It's someone that you're like forced to be with at Christmas time. I'm like thinking, do I have any Aquarius in my life? Will there be any Aquarius? I don't think so. I don't think I have an Aquarius in my life, but if you're coming to my house for a visit this holiday, because I do have visitors and I am also going to travel as well. I got a busy December. I am hosting a retreat just north of Toronto in December for the full moon. So I'll be seeing a bunch of my family. But, for those of you who are Aquarius, and this could be anywhere in your chart, we all have Aquarius somewhere, there's someone that you're just not quite seeing eye to eye with. And I mean, you're really being called to speak your truth. Look at that. We got another one, rejoicing. Okay, so when you speak your truth, things are going to smooth over. When you speak your truth, this isn't about people pleasing. This isn't about being afraid to rock the boat. This isn't about being afraid to ruffle feathers. I understand you might not want to rock the boat this time of year, but you need to speak your truth. When you do, you will have something to celebrate, okay? This says you've learned how to make the most out of your life, even if things are challenging, even if you're not seeing eye to eye with someone. When you speak your truth, you're going to be creating new boundaries. And you know what? When we create new boundaries, those who are meant to be in our life, they're going to rise up and they're going to meet those boundaries. And you know what? Some people might fade away, but those people were obviously meant to fade away. So don't even worry about it. If some people do leave, if some of your family distances themselves, so they really do feel like this is family, you're also getting healing with nature. So, if you are able to, I know that it's not that warm this time of year. Why won't that guy focus? It wants to focus on me. Maybe if I move out of the way. Anyways, you're getting healing with nature. So if you're in these power struggles, if you're in these experiences where you're having these uncomfortable conversations with people, and again, you're just not seeing eye to eye, it's like your spirit guides, your spirit allies are telling you, just go outside, okay? Mother Earth, Pachamama, she wants to take this from you. She will take all of your dark, dense, heavy hucha, we call it hucha, which is dark, dense, heavy energy. She will take your hucha and she will turn it into food for something else. You don't have to carry it. I know, again, it's getting cold this time of year, so it's not that easy to go outside and just put your bare hands and your bare feet in the earth, but if you can, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Who cares if you get a little bit wet? This time of year, we all have long winter jackets anyways. It'll cover our butt. We can sit down on the ground. We can put our bare hands in the earth and just visualize all the heaviness going out your hands and into the earth. And I mean, if you really don't want to, or if you really can't get outside, or if it really is, the weather is really too crappy where you are. I know I've got some people up in Fort McMurray, Alberta. It's like -30 up there. It's really cold. I don't blame them for not wanting to get out. Or maybe where you live, it rains a lot. Maybe you're on the coast. Maybe you're somewhere else and you just don't want to get outside. You can just visualize that you're outside. You can just close your eyes and imagine that you're outside on the ground, hands on the earth, touching the grass, and just visualizing all that dark, dense, heavy energy coming out your body, out your hands, out your fingers, out the palms, and going deep into the earth. Picture all the conflicts, picture all the arguments, picture all the uncomfortableness. It's coming out the palms of your hands. It's going into the earth, and Pachamama is taking it, and she's gladly taking it. She is happily taking it. She's turning it into food for something else. Your soul is yearning to be outside around the healing waters, the flowers, and the trees. So for those of you who live near water, oceans, lakes, rivers, creeks, I would definitely be taking full advantage of going near that water. Water also represents our emotions. So with this power struggle and you really learning to speak your truth, it might stir up some emotions for you. And I mean, it's December. It's December. Again, a lot of us are being triggered. What did I say earlier? You're getting boundaries. You're getting boundaries. So there's this power struggle and people are expecting you not to say anything. Now that boundaries card is right in the center of your spread. Your primary energy is speaking up, and then we've got boundaries right here in the middle. So when you begin to create boundaries, when you start to listen to your intuition, and maybe some people are so used to you just saying, yeah, that's fine, I'll do it. Yep, no problem. Sure. Yeah, I'll have 28 people at my house, no problem. Like, oh, sure, you guys can all come and visit at the same time. I mean, you could have come individually throughout the year, but instead you're all, oh, sorry about that, Aquarius. We had a little bit of an interruption. So you're getting the boundaries card. And again, it's right in the center of your spread. So you're really learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. This is really about listening to your intuition. So people might be used to you saying yes all the time. And as soon as you start to say no, some people might leave your life, and you've got to look at that as a gift, okay? You've got to look at that as a gift because those people were not meant to be in your life. They were not meant to stay in your life. And it's also a beautiful gift when you start setting boundaries and you start to see who in your life is willing to rise up and meet those new boundaries, because those are your people. Those are your people. Those are the ones who are meant to be there. They're in it for the long run. When you start to create boundaries and somebody rises up to meet them with you, then that tells a very clear story that this person is here for you. We're also getting for you, old soul. Now, this doesn't surprise me in the least, okay? This doesn't surprise me in the least. I know some Aquarius, and yes, a lot of you are old souls. I'm probably not the first person to tell you that you're an old soul. You've probably heard this before, and what's so wonderful about receiving the old soul card, it says you've lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years. It's a good reminder that you have access to all of that wisdom from those past lives. Maybe in a past life, you were also a healer. Maybe in a past life, you were also an intuitive, a medium, a shaman, a medicine woman, a witch, whatever it was. You have access to all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom, all of the lessons that you learned in all of your past lives accumulated, and you have access to those right now. I access guidance from my past lives through shamanic journeying, through meditation. They're a little different, but very similar. So I would encourage you to find some time this month to really tap into those practices, to go within. Some of you might be able to access your past lives through automatic writing, through some channeled writing. You can throw on some sound baths or healing frequencies to listen to, drop down into that, meditative state and begin to write. And you might surprise yourself with what comes up. For myself, I really like to use a pendulum. Using a pendulum really helps me to access my past lives. And I do that a lot in my readings and my one-on-one sessions. I use a pendulum all the time. A lot of people are very curious about their past lives, and using a pendulum, it can be quite easy to tap into past lives. I actually have a pendulum workshop for those of you that this is speaking to. You might want to take a peek at that. I'm also getting for you resolve, okay? So there's some sort of decision, and it really feels like it's related to this power struggle. So when you get the resolve card, it says that you have been in a period of indecision, but now is the time to make that decision. And again, it feels like it's related to this power struggle in this speaking up card here. So maybe you have been thinking about voicing your opinion on something. Maybe you have been thinking about creating a new boundary with a family member. Like let's say, for example, your parents never come to visit and they want to be able to take your kid on a trip, but they don't even call. So your kid doesn't really even know who their grandparents are. And it's like, no, you can't just come in here and buy their love with a trip. You have to actually create a relationship with this child if you want to be able to take them on a trip. Whatever it is, it's creating a boundary. And you've got this period of inner conflict. So you've been thinking about making this choice. You've been thinking about making this decision, and you're hemming and hawing about it. You're teeter-tottering on it. You're not quite sure. This is telling you December is the month. December is the month for you to make that decision, and it's really going to change things for you. I think it's going to change things for you for the better. And then the final message I have for you is old habits. Again, it feels like it's related to this speaking up. So you're getting the old habits. It says an old habit might be keeping you from moving forward. And again, it feels to me like it's about speaking up here. It's about speaking up. You are so used to this people-pleasing tendency. And maybe for you, it's a trauma response. Everybody knows about fight, flight, or freeze, but not a lot of people talk about fawn. Fawn is extreme people-pleasing. So saying yes when you don't really want to say yes, but to your detriment. Okay, it's one thing if you want to, make people happy and you don't want to ruffle feathers and you don't want to rock the boat and all those things, but not to your detriment, okay? Not to your detriment. The most important person is you. So listen to your true self. Listen to your higher self. There's going to be some guidance here that you've got the old soul card. You can definitely tap into. Notice throughout the month of December when you get into those people-pleasing tendencies, or maybe for some of you, that might not be the old habit. Maybe the old habit is numbing out. Numbing out has been coming up for a lot of people this month. So we tend to numb out often with substances like food, drugs, alcohol. Sometimes screens. Screens are really common right now. A lot of us are numbing it with screens. And then, of course, you've got shopping and sex. They give you that instant dopamine hit, but sometimes there's regret after the fact. What old habits are stopping you from moving into the life that you deserve? And again, I feel like it's around speaking up. So maybe that old habit is to stay quiet just to keep the peace. This isn't about rocking the boat. This is about standing in your truth and creating boundaries, respecting and honoring yourself. Aquarius, please let me know down below in the comments if any of this is speaking to you. And for those of you who are going to be sticking around for the extended reading, we're going to clarify this just a little bit further. This is giving us a really clear picture of what's coming up for you in the month of December, but I would like to get a little bit more information for you going in, seeing what we can do to help support you. And then I'm also going to pull a card based on a question that you have. So I want you to start thinking about your question right now. And then in the extended reading, that's the first card I'm going to pull for you, is the answer to your question or the guidance that you need surrounding that question. In the extended, we're also going to pull a card from the animal spirits. We're also going to pull a card from the romance angels, and we're just going to see what's coming up for you overall. Paint a picture of what you can expect for the month ahead. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the extended if you're joining me over there.